3 kids, 14, 13, and 5 years old, and a husband. The title of her speech is Premonitions, Sixth Sense, or Precognition, all synonyms. Subject was chosen in relation to this week's Halloween night, so please help me welcome Judy Levi.
Well, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. As Bettina said in the introduction, I will be having my speech tonight on premonitions, sixth senses, and precognitions. They all mean the same, it's a synonym. And since this is the Halloween week, I decided it would be a good subject to talk about. I wonder if anybody has had a premonition at any point in their life. You can raise your hands. Diana? Not too many. Interesting and fear, to say the least. On tonight's agenda, I will give you the definition of these premonitions. I'll give you an example. I'll give you some scientific evidence, and of course, there's always some skepticism in life. And after all, I will give you my conclusions on the subject. The definition for premonition, as per Merriam-Webster dictionary, is the anticipation of an event without a conscious reason. Last week, on 2020, on I think it's CBS, they had an hour show about premonitions, and one of the examples that struck me was a woman who was pregnant, and during her whole pregnancy, she had this strong feeling and fear that the baby had something very wrong. Although all the tests came out all constantly fine, she still could not get rid of that sensation. Finally, she was due, the baby was born, everything was fine, and still the doctor thought she was entering into a stressful, instead of depression, a stressful management with the baby. So they disregard all her fears, and they say, the baby's fine, please go home. 10 days into the baby's life, the woman appeared in the emergency room, complaining that the baby, asking the doctor to please check the baby because she feared that the baby was in an emergency and either he was going to be checked or he would die. Into many hours, finally one doctor agreed to further check the baby, and after asking the mother what she thought was so wrong with this baby, she said it was something in her tummy to please check. Little did she know, it was true, the baby had a tumor in the intestine, and if this wasn't caught on time, the baby would have died. The baby's now he's alive and he's well, thanks to the mother premonition. There was also trying to replicate or to have a constant of this hard to explain feeling that some humans do have, or maybe. A person named J.W. Dunn recorded during several years his dreams. Every single night he would record his dreams. And he found out that 10% of those dreams had a future related event. And Northwestern University also trying to get some research about 26 scientists realizing that there were some brain and heart waves that do change about 10 seconds prior to an incident of this magnitude. For the skeptics, I can give you an example. Many people dream how a plane can fall from out of the sky or can have a terrible accident. And they would say, well, yeah, actually, I dreamt So I did not hop into that plane because I knew it was going to fall. But there's no way they can replicate the dream plus the plane fall. In conclusion, I can say that, it's very difficult to replicate premonition because there's no way to replicate the event and the feeling the person had at the same time. All of this happened when I was thinking about a dream that happened to me a long time ago, not a dream now. Something happened when I was younger, and I was going to bed, and I said to myself, I better not change because I know I'm going to the hospital tonight. And a few hours later, somebody was knocking on my door. My neighbor had a heart attack, and I was able to calmly call the ambulance to pick him up and take him to the hospital. So that's all my speech for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it.